So Egypt in the past decade or so has gone through a very, very difficult time. And we're talking just between 2011 and 2014, we were in lockdown. We were under curfew, going through these two revolutions in less than 3 years. Really put the country in instability and had an impact, a major impact on the socioeconomic situation in Egypt, the global economic situation in a sense, or our role in the global economy, and had a very big psychological impact on the Egyptian population. So hence, we were post-corona at a time of recovery, where we were trying to get our economy back on track, where we're trying to build a safety net for the 42% of people that live under the poverty line in Egypt. We're trying to rebuild our GDP growth based on sound economic strategies and reform programs. So, if I can put it in a sense, we were already recovering from the flu when, Corona came in. So it was a very, how can I say, very, very confusing concept for us. But what really also helped was that Egypt went through just last year a very, very big initiative against virus C, another virus that was considered to be an epidemic here in Egypt, with almost 80% of the population having some kind of virus C or the other. And the government had already mobilized within that context of testing and curing and putting health measures into place, and definitely not social distancing, but they were in a sense ready, just coming out of one pandemic, so they just hit the other. But the reality is Egypt was not ready for a lockdown, like a lot of other countries, but more so Egypt was not ready for a lockdown. The government has been able to maintain a fantastic position for what the circumstances are. They've led this, in my opinion, very bravely and very efficiently, considering the fact that we're 100 million people with a population density where we live on only 6% of the total land area of Egypt. So that's an impossible social distancing concept. And people, you have a very big informal economy in Egypt. So hence a lot of people do day-to-day jobs, get paid by the hour or by the day. So that's a very big portion of Egyptians that have been impacted. Businesses that were recovering are now having very difficult issues. So I think we're not faring any better or worse than a lot of countries around the world. It's just our position was already sensitive in trying to rebuild and recover our economy. But I'm also confident that we're going to get through this, because Egypt has a lot of potential. There's a lot of infrastructure that's still being built. We can consider that we're going through a Marshall Plan in a sense. I think it's going to teach the Egyptian government that they also need to depend on the private sector more than having more public companies and things to that extent. So there should be a paradigm shift, but the way that we're seeing Egypt needs more recovery and it needs more help and it needs more investment. Corona definitely did not help.